Our ancestors built the first city as a beacon of peace on Earth. And it almost was. Until one night, an unseen force plucked it from the very face of the Earth and placed it under unfamiliar stars. It was a bountiful world with no sign of civilization. A world we named Paragon. With no way to return home, we adapted. New governments were built from the seeds of our past, and with them grew new ways of life. But the vices of old still festered. Organized crime bled out from the shadows and took root, preying on the foundation of our new home. But this world had one more surprise in store. A mysterious element in the atmosphere that gave a fraction of the population superhuman abilities. Under the leadership of the city's first hero, the Age of Legends had begun. 300 years later, Paragon thrives under the protection of its champions. And yet, the shadows of the past still linger. When darkness rises, it will fall to the next generation of young heroes to defend the first city. Welcome to The First City, the show where for just 32 easy payments of $0.00, you too can get way too invested in superheroes.
That's why you needed to figure out how many episodes there were?
Yes.
You charge per episode?
$0 per episode,
Yeah.
though, so it's fine.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, my brain can rest easy. So, we are back, of course, with Team Pantheon on the heels of their sweeping victory during the team tournament. But we need to move up the timeline just a little bit after an exciting day and then some rest. We find Team Pantheon the very next day, Sunday morning. And I need to ask you guys, because I'm sure that you are indeed watching the Legends team tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But there are a lot of options for where you can watch it, right? I mean, you can watch it anywhere with a TV. So you can go to any of your friends' houses, you can watch it at your own house, you can watch it at the festival. They have a big projected screen. Go and watch it. But you even have, you could go watch it at Decker's if you wanted to. You could watch it in any number of places. So just to start us, to jump us directly into it, where would you guys prefer to watch the Legends tournament?
I mean, it's with the homies at the festival, right?
It has, right?
Because there's time later to go back and review more critically and be like, okay, I need to strategize this, and this. This is just hanging out and first glance.
True. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess on the big screen at the festival.
Yeah. Who do we have with us? Porter.
Who do you want to be with you? It's up to you.
Porter, Echo. Is Link there? Link has to
Yeah,
be
Link
there,
can be there. Link is totally there enjoying the festival.
It's been a minute since we've seen Link.
Mm-hmm.
That whole team. Oh no, it's been a minute. I think BB would invite them. It's been a minute since we've all hung out with them, so.
Cool. I think Link's hero costume, because Link is not a physical fighter in any way, their hero costume is essentially just a stylized version of a tuxedo, but with an ornate masquerade mask.
I love that for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're really on some eyes wide shut shit.
Mm-hmm. So we find you guys then in the morning arriving at the festival on campus. And I described it before, but now that we're immersed in it, I'll revisit. There are distinctively
walls, like big walls that have been erected in a sort of a wall like alleyway formation to lead people from the parking lot out directly into campus, but without giving the freedom to like go explore around the secure, like identity protecting nature that is Moonlight Academy's hero campus, right? So they funnel people in. It is a ticketed event, so people did have to buy tickets ahead of time to be here so that there was enough time to like screen everyone, make sure it was cool for them to be here. And already, even in the morning, there are a lot of people who are here sort of just watching things occur, right? All of the events that you could see here, you got a little bit of a taste of the previous day. You know that there are different booths. Heroes in the Champions program are debuting themselves in various ways. We talked about Ivy doing like a little barbecue stand in costume. We talked about gymnastic shows with Acrobat and probably Hecate. Yeah. So all kinds of different stuff being done, and all different kinds of food, and even some fun little rides have been set up. Just like a full hero-themed county fair has been brought to life in this one section, this very open section of campus.
Wait, really quick. Superhero rides. What do we think? We got the swings that are like Superman swings.
Yes.
What else? What is the like point and shoot ride, like the laser ride?
Ooh. I mean, there should be a Moon Rider based one.
Yes.
I don't know if he used guns like that.
He was a tech gun based hero.
So probably a
Moon Rider Dark Ride.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I needed. I just needed a little bit of spice.
Pizzazz, little flavor.
Ride with Moon Rider. Something like
there
that.
It is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Cool.
Anyways.
So yeah, all of these things are around, but what you notice is when it comes time for the Legends debut, it really turns everything off. Like, nobody has any scheduled performances or displays or anything. Even the food stands, they kind of take a break because they want to make sure to respect, like, people are going to stop and watch this. We're not going to put on stuff that's going to interrupt that, right? And so it is, I would say, mostly going to be like Champions students and alum who are choosing to watch that here. And so you all gather in the sort of central circle. I would say central square, but it is circle shaped, where there is a big jumbotron screen that has smaller offshoot screens as well, where they're displaying different specific angles, just like with you guys. But the major difference is they don't really need to offer like choice of who to follow, because as you watch the Legends tournament, you see their Dean of Instruction, who is a hero named Beacon. He's a very well-known, very well-respected hero. He is actually doing the announcing himself, very enthusiastically. Aww. And you see that while your tournament was in this big, sprawling environment where everyone was tournamenting at once, so people watching at home, they did need to determine who they wanted to follow at different times, right? But the Legends tournament was a more structured event where they did eliminations. So you watch 3 teams. They also had only 3 teams sign up. And you see them engaging in this one at a time situation where each team comes out into a stadium with a live audience that is cheering. And each team has a timer start, and they have to come out and survey an environment without being told what they're supposed to do. The only thing they know is that they're supposed to retrieve a marble that is styled after Paragon. It's like a small stylized little Paragon marble. Oh. So you see each team come out into this elaborate sort of obstacle course with targets, and it changes and ebbs and flows as they unlock different pieces of the environment. But part of the challenge is that they have to figure out what to do. So each team comes out and does a pretty good job. You notice that the very first team to show their stuff is Team Alpha Wave, who you learned last time is Mr. Menagerie's father.
Him, Papa.
Right.
And that team does exceptionally well. And that they're only a team of 2. And they complete the whole course in about a half an hour. And very impressively done. They're siblings. One of them has the power to turn into pure electricity, and the other has the power to create hard light constructs of functionally anything that she can imagine. So
Wow.
they finish first.
Mr. Menagerie got new kids.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But then after they finish, you see Team Steel Soldier, who I would say as Moonlight kids is quite a different experience, because Steel Soldier is the Legends hero who is most connected to Nova. He is the one who is old school. He's been around for a long time, and he has very openly worked closely with specifically Tonitrus, but with a lot of members of Nova in the past. And you see his team of Yankee Doodle and, of course, the Nine-Tailed Fox. And you saw their bios before, but now seeing them in action is a totally different story. And you watch them go out onto this course, and you thought that 30-minute mark was impressive, that Team Alpha Wave did. You watch them survey the landscape, and then Yankee Doodle takes off like a bullet. He has super speed, super strength, and flight. And as he launches himself onto a top platform, he immediately sort of figures out, like, okay, this is the thing that we need to unlock. And then you watch Nine-Tailed Fox running around, like she hacks into a terminal where one of the targets is. They start breaking open the targets. They are a well-oiled machine. The camera even has trouble following them. They move so fast. And they finish in 11 minutes.
I gotta go, gang.
So now,
I gotta get out of here.
This, of course, if you are watching at home, audience, I'm describing something you guys already watched, right? But now, you guys are the ones watching this. I'm curious what your reactions are. I'm going to have this be like a live scene now. So as you guys are watching this happen, you see Steel Soldier come out and lift them, just hoist them into the air.
So cute.
That's cute.
That's Dad.
That is Dad.
You see he's got a big thing of popcorn for them. Like that's something that happened as well. So you watch this whole display happen before we even see the third team come out. I'm curious to know what you guys are doing here.
Oh, wow. I think I'm like next to Haramon, and I think you feel Vivi's body tense up.
Yeah, Haramon's posture is as it is in real life right now. Like the arms are folded and they're just their eyes have been darting around, just watching them, studying them. And I think Pantheon is here as well. Because this is the time for studying and strat and all that. And Haramon just looks over at Pantheon and goes, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh-huh. There's like a tinge of like, uh-oh.
Like we were doing
a small tinge of uh-oh.
We were doing different. I know the core assignments and events that we were pursuing were different. I don't know if we could beat 11 minutes. And that's no disrespect on our team. Well, maybe we could, but god damn.
Well,
and he talks in an older Southern accent too. What the fuck is that?
I will admit that is honestly kind of funny that turned out that way, but I wouldn't worry about that. No, he's got this like sort of baseball ancient Americana thing going on. Seems like a sweet kid. It's not, I don't think it's anything really like your vibe, just because you have the same accent.
I'm being silly.
I will say though, if they end up winning, don't worry, we can focus down. But you guys, with me being your esteemed teacher, of course, you guys have had the benefit of running drills with how to counter speedsters,
Flightsters, and
strengthsters.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's just when it's all in one package, it becomes like, oh, that. Hmm,
You're not wrong.
But this is the one package, and I poke her in the
that's
cheek.
true. You're
Yeah.
like a six pack of like it's one package that can be broken down into smaller packages.
Very astute.
Herman, what were you
Yeah.
saying?
There was something about the fox too.
Mm.
She seems like she'll be a problem.
Yeah, they didn't even have to communicate to know exactly what their tasks were and how to do it to the best of their ability, huh? What's her breakdown again? I'd like pull up her dossier on my phone. I'm kind of like scrolling through her powers and whatever.
Watch the breakdown.
What's it listed as?
So her powers are very unique. She falls into the category of powers that are harder to quantify scientifically. She can seemingly suck the life out of people and absorb it into herself. And it raises questions of like, what is life force? What the fuck is she even like absorbing? But to you guys, strangely, I think you guys have had the most experiences of all people here to kind of understand that powers can be ununderstandable like that sometimes, right? But seeing someone here in the spotlight now, I think is an interesting juxtaposition there for you. So she can do a lot of different things within that category. She can heal herself by sapping life out of other people, or she can give like buffs to other people at the expense of her own life force. She can like heal others or boost their stats, their quote unquote stats. That's like the character sheet version. The in-universe way of saying that is that she can like enhance your mental clarity so you can think better sometimes, which on paper is like your intelligence goes up, or your willpower by making you more focused. She can like make you temporarily stronger or faster by sacrificing some of her own HP. But one of the other things that you just notice by looking at her though is that the tails, they pop in and out and her physical body changes somewhat. And even just watching her on screen, her personality changes when her physical body changes as well. It's almost like she's functionally a different person each time that she transforms.
Whoa. All right.
That seems chaotic, to say the least.
See, I'm just not gonna look at that anymore. Pantheon, how much have you dealt with Steel Soldier?
Well, he was, he wasn't that far into his career when I was at my peak, so I haven't worked with him as much as some of the other members of Nova
Tonitrus
have. Correct, yeah. But I do know, just from doing my homework, keeping watch of things while I was away, is he's pretty old school. He's well, honestly, kind of cut from the same cloth. He doesn't always do exactly what he's expected to do. He will do what he thinks is right 100% of the time, for better or worse. Definitely even in the eyes of his own quote-unquote superiors. He took a bit of time off, as I understand it, and this is his first team back. So this is something I can relate to.
an intelligence check on my end to see if I know why he took time off, or
Sure.
any other information that BB would know as someone who's pretty well studied in superhero conflicts, or not conflicts, but personalities. Rolling with a laddie dice and a BB dice to just try to get some chance
Yeah.
encounter
Nice.
synergy in there.
Starlit
And they're
Future,
gonna
now on
get
Chance Encounters YouTube.
that's gonna be a 0 out of 2.
0 out of 2.
We
Yeah,
don't
he
know
worked
shit.
with Tonitrus once.
Yeah.
I mean, many
That's
times.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like Tonitrus's best friend, huh? All right. Well, yeah, BB just sits back and takes a bite of a corn dog and gets ready to try to process what the next uh team's round is going to be, with the second round ringing in her head.
By the time you finish looking this up and having this conversation, the third team has gone, and they're like a team of essentially motorcycle kids. They're all like machinists, and they're all based around classic rock. And
Oh my god.
they drive around at a leisurely pace, and they do the obstacle course, but they clearly are more interested in like showing what they can do and having fun. And they get like the worst time out of all three, and they don't even seem mad about it. So they're eliminated.
A real
I'm imagining full greasers.
Not exactly, but also not exactly not.
real overtone situation.
Yeah.
Like, we just wanted to do this to do it.
Yeah, they are a little bit like Team Indigo in that way.
Mhm.
So from that point, because Team Steel Soldier got the fastest time, they then get to, because you're watching it live, this is not past tense. They get to choose one of two different possible configurations of the arena. One is a jungle gym style, and one is just a straight like Smash Brothers style platform upraised over a pool that you can fall into.
Final
Destination, no items.
Each team has to keep their Paragon marble from the previous round, and they have a minute and a half to get the other team's marble. And when the time runs out, whichever team has both marbles wins the whole thing.
Yo.
And so this round goes by pretty quickly. It's a fast-paced event, and they choose the jungle gym environment, which you then see this absolutely wild display of, at first, like, it looks like they're trying to strategize. You see both teams do like Yankee Doodle does like a football style hike, and he it seems like he tosses the marble back to Nine-Tailed Fox. But if you're watching very closely, I think even Haramon might be able to tell, like, that was probably a feint. That was probably not the actual marble. And you watch them trying to like throw them off. You see Nine-Tailed Fox run into the fray. And then you see on the other team, the architect prepares to sort of hide behind a pillar and wait to like scrap. And you watch her brother, Superconductor, go into his lightning form and immediately phase into the jungle gym and disappear and just wait. Then you watch them separate off. They begin to fight each other. It swings back and forth a couple of times, like who seems to be doing well. But the thing that you really notice is that Nine-Tailed Fox ends up getting in really, really close to the architect, who is like, you know, she primarily fights by creating constructs and then using them to fight with, right? But you can tell that up close, Nine-Tailed Fox can get deadly quick. And Nine-Tailed Fox beats the shit out of her. Like, it all strategy falls away, and they just go into a full brawl session. And you can actually hear that they're kind of trash talking back and forth. They have a like kind of a banter going on. But meanwhile, you notice that like the fight gets a little more complicated when Yankee Doodle tries to fly away. And then you see Superconductor's electric form fly back over to try and flank Nine-Tailed Fox. There is a very unsettling moment where Nine-Tailed Fox knocks the architect unconscious and then picks up her unconscious body and starts waving her around as a taunt to her brother.
Oh God.
And there's a moment where the crowd is very put off by that. And then she stops and the crowd kind of goes wild, and it seems like it turns from being like a potentially uncomfortable moment, and then she kind of saved it, and then everything seemed okay, but that moment does absolutely stand out. I knew Haramon was going to have a reaction to that, yeah.
Big problems are happening in Haramon's brain.
And it makes Superconductor, again, her literal brother, very pissed. But ultimately, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. There was a cage at one point that the architect created out of light, which so many crazy things happen we don't need to go into. But ultimately, Team Steel Soldier wins by architect being knocked out and by Yankee Doodle subduing, like holding Superconductor in place. And even in his electric form, he can't break out of the hold. And Nine-Tailed Fox goes up to knock him out because he's not surrendering. He's still trying to break out of the hold. So Nine-Tailed Fox, instead of running out the clock, goes to make a swipe, and he puts his hands up before she can connect and goes, okay, I surrender. And then Team Steel Soldier does indeed win. Once again, Steel Soldier comes out, hoists his team in the air. There's some preliminary interviews, but nothing too crazy, nothing too in-depth. There's a little ceremony as well. It pans over to a lot of people in the crowd.
Before
Yeah.
before we move on, can we pan over to, I forget their team leader's name. Oh, it's Fulcrum. We've seen Team Fulcrum's reaction to the violence that just happened on screen. Our
Yeah.
sweetest friends.
Mhm.
Hey, let's go watch this thing together. It's so fun.
Link is neutral and studying. Just like wide-eyed, sort of taking it all in from a strategist's perspective. Yeah, very much like that. Like analyzing everything that's happening, nodding along when something goes the way they predicted.
LOL.
Yeah.
Love that for them.
Echo and Porter are total opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Echo is into it. Echo thinks this is super, super cool. She's like, there's a moment where Nine-Tailed Fox is like waving the unconscious body around, where Echo is like, ooh, that could have been bad. I mean, I'm sure people probably think that's a bad look. It's also kind of funny, but that's also just in like context with their like, they're the government ones, you know? They're like, all spotlights are on them.
You can stop digging now.
Oh, I'm not digging. I understand that this is not a cool thing for us to do. I get that. I think and she's watching Nine-Tailed Fox get interviewed, and the demeanor that she had when she did that, and that almost bloodlust that she looked to have in that moment during the interviews, now that seems to have gone away. And again, her entire physical form has changed once more. There's only a very brief window where interviews are happening, but Porter cuts in and he goes, it's interesting. I mean,
not the reaction I thought you'd have, Porter. I thought you'd be deeply horrified immediately.
Oh, I was. No, I was
Yeah.
horrified, but I also kind of really feel for her. You know, I mean, I don't know all the details, but you can see that her powers are very unique.
Yeah.
And taking on someone like that, I feel like she probably needs a lot of extra help. You know, I feel like there are a lot of people, even outside the superhero community, who would think they know exactly what's going on with her and be completely wrong. I mean, look at her, the way that she uses her power, the way that she completely transforms. I've never seen anything like this before. With the context of the world that we live in, things getting weirder and weirder, and the world being so much bigger. Paragon, I mean, bigger than the first city, and what we think that powers are supposed to be. I mean, I just, I don't know. I think it's cool for Steel Soldier to have confidence in her now, I guess. That's my
Man,
2 cents.
you're just a relentlessly good person.
I mean, it's just a degree in child development and stuff. Like, I just, not that she's a child, but like
Our brains are still developing until we're like fucking, whatever.
I wasn't like born like, relentlessly empathizing with people. That came later. But nevertheless, I mean, they're gonna give you guys quite a fight.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't mean to joke about that. I don't
that
know if you
wasn't
guys
a
are like
joke.
freaked out or
That's just true.
yeah.
Airbone? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go see a man about his strategies, so um BB kind of stands up and dusts corn dog crumbs off of her jeans.
Mhm.
Uh is there anything else we need to do as a team here right now?
I don't think so.
All right. Harmon, you can come with me if you want. I'm gonna go talk to Tonitrus.
As you guys go to like to tell Pantheon, Team Pantheon, person
Yeah.
Pantheon, your intent to leave, right? You're like saying you're
Oh, I assume
stepping.
Tonitrus was fully at the event. Like, I assume everyone's here.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of people are here, not necessarily
Yeah.
everyone, but yeah. I mean it's fair to assume that Tonitrus would be somewhere around.
Around.
I just mean because you were just announcing the next thing you were gonna do.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine you were addressing Pantheon partially.
Definitely.
And as you do that, you take your focus away from the screen and look at her. And she doesn't seem to hear you for a second because her eyes are glued to the screen for a moment and her brows furrow and she looks like she's kind of biting her lip a little bit in maybe frustration, but also she just looks sort of like baffled by something.
Look back at the screen.
Yeah. Huh?
You look back at the screen and you see the reporter who is covering the Legends tournament, Tiffany Wen. You see that she is interviewing some of the high profile guests who were in the audience watching the Legends tournament. And she's currently interviewing a man who everyone in the First City knows quite well. A man who has very regal, square, but kind of aquiline features and shoulder length hair with this immaculate sort of like brightly, richly colored suit with a capelet over one shoulder clasped with the emblem of a crown. And this is apparent billionaire philanthropist Chance Vane. Someone who is very controversial in the hero community because his public face is a good man who is supporting infrastructure and industry all over the First City and beyond, within every Alma territory that exists on Paragon. But you also know, as students of Moonlight Academy, that Tonitrus and other members of Nova have been trying to prove that this guy is a criminal and has ties to the criminal underworld for like over 20 years and have never been able to prove it.
Come on,
And yet
gang, get it together. You're
You're
Nova.
he is there being interviewed as this high profile guest, and he's saying, essentially, you catch him in the middle of it, right? It's like already kind of almost over. He's saying, I for one am incredibly thrilled at the potential of the students coming out of this institution this year. Team Steel Soldier in particular, they deserved that win. I will be on the edge of my seat, but comfortably on the edge of my seat, knowing that should anything threaten the stability of this city, of this world, the next generation of heroes, they can handle it. I should be on my way. Thank you very much, Miss Wen. And he's sort of waving graciously as his assistant comes up behind him and he walks off. And Tiffany Wen goes back to sort of covering, the Legends Festival after that point. And then we cut back to Pantheon watching, and she goes, wow, sorry, I just thought they had higher standards.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to do that interview with Jack if they're going to give that piece of slime airtime.
Well, I can try to focus myself in a little bit. Officially, nothing's ever been proven ever. So,
What?
by all accounts, him as the person people actually know him to be, they have no reason to keep such a high profile guest away except, principles.
But if we ever encounter Chance in a dark alley, something might happen.
Well, if something does, you might be, very publicly liable in a bad way.
Okay,
I understand you're
yeah, I
probably
know.
joking, but you really
I'm joking.
we don't need to bring this down. This is cool. We'll watch over all of this, right? We now have a week to get you guys ready. But for now, enjoy the day, enjoy the festival.
Well, let's go enjoy the festival. So yeah, I think we split. I was coming into this episode already was like, wow, Baby hasn't really sought out Tonitrus to an extent. And now having seen that combat, definitely need to fucking find Tonitrus. So if Harriman wants to come along, Baby is gonna start searching out for him.
Okay, so just looking for Tonitrus.
I really want him to be serving cotton candy
In your heart.
in my heart.
So I'm thinking, because I know what he's doing at this moment.
I want to
So
walk
I
up and knock
think-
cotton candy out of a kid's hand and be like, I need your help.
I think I'm gonna have you roll for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you roll because he's not immediately perceptible in the immediate environment. It's gonna be intelligence investigation because you
Okay.
have to
Can I
figure
roll-
out where he is.
Can I roll a power die for my love for Tonitrus? That'll guide me supernaturally. All right, let's see.
Please, Father.
Okay,
guide
2 out of
my
2.
sword.
A 6 and a 3.
That's cute.
Yep. So wait, how many out of 2 again?
A 6 and a 3, so 2 out of 2.
2 out of 2. Great. Full success. Okay.
We find him so good.
So you
Can I get a
learn-
reroll with Harriman?
Well, full
Does it
success.
matter?
I'll tell you where it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
fair
you're
enough.
good. On a full success, I think you managed to track down Ivy first, and actually the rest of Team Tonitrus.
Mhm.
They are all hanging around Ivy's barbecue stand, watching together on kind of a lunch break from like serving lunch to other people. And they would tell you very specifically that Tonitrus said that he was not going to be attending the festival today, that he would be nearby in his office preparing things for the first day of combat philosophy the next morning, which is that is tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So he is currently either in his office or in his classroom, and their team specifically tell you, given the time of day and what he told them, he would probably be in the classroom right now where combat philosophy is going to take place.
As BB is nodding, she's filling her plate with ribs, fried okra, sweet potato fries, just everything that's there. It's like, corn on the cob, and then looks at Hermione to see if they want to head that way.
Yeah. I shoot Helix a look that's like, did you just fucking see that? Crazy.
Yeah, do you guys watch the Legends teams, and what do you think of them? Because we're having conversations.
They all sort of chuckle a little bit, and they look to Helix and sort of raise their eyebrows, and then Ivy finally breaks the sort of humorous silence and goes, well, as far as the one-on-ones go, we all kind of decided as a team that we wanted to just sort of let Helix do it. And he actually does like blush a little bit and look down.
Oh.
And he goes, we figure for this particular time, he's the best one to represent us right now. And honestly, for the team tournament situation, we figured we would shake things up a little bit, right? I mean, Team Tonitrus usually enters, but the one-on-ones are what Team Tonitrus is known for more, And this is a weird year, so let's get weird, right? We're going to let our boy shine. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And you guys just shone like the damn sun, right? Like, that was the coolest thing ever, you guys. Like, truly amazing. So when you guys go up against those guys, I don't know like what it's gonna be like, but and Boomerang cuts in, taking a huge bite of the biggest burger you've ever seen. She goes, and you're probably gonna destroy them. I mean, like, absolutely destroy them. Truly. No, I mean, they're cool and all, but I see someone who is far too good for this world, and then someone else who is highly unpredictable. You guys are unpredictable too, and maybe a little too good for this world, but only in like a where the fuck did you people come from kind of a way. No offense. So I think the odds are in your favor.
Baby's blushing a little bit.
Oh.
That's really nice. Give me a plate of food that Tonitrus will like. Please. We gotta go see a man
If
about
such a thing
strategy.
exists at this booth.
Exactly.
I think Ivy and Helix look to each other, and Helix goes, mild Italian sausage hot dog bun. And Ivy nods and goes, mild Italian sausage hot dog bun. And then that's what they make.
Wow. Y'all are too cute.
Yeah. All right. Well, catch you on the flip side.
Quick Time, I think, is getting ready to go enjoy the festival. I think she's already like disengaging from that and being like, okay, I have a checklist of all of the stands that I need to hit today. I'll have an interview later. Okay. Oh, they're gone. Oh, bye. Cotton candy late. Okay.
Oh, I don't leave without kissing her on the forehead. Who do we think we are?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you guys then head over to back sort of away from the walled situation. You use your key cards to get out of this entire situation and have free reign of the campus. And you head over to specifically the building where his classroom is located, and you go and you knock on the door.
Delivery, mild Italian hot sauce. We have food for you.
The door opens and you see Professor Tonitrus, of course, in his not in full costume, but his Professor Tonitrus variant look, where he's got his brown elbow patched blazer on over a black turtleneck, but still his Tonitrus mask. And you see the classroom is very well put together now. There is clearly a projector that he is setting up, and it's a little weird to see. It's like an old school projector, not a hologram display. And there is a hologram display projector in here as well, but he has some old school tech in here. You see his computer set up, you see his desk, you see panels all around the room where you can tell that this entire room can fully transform, almost like a little version of the training city.
Whoa.
At the moment, it's in like classroom configuration right now. I think, but as he opens the door, you do hear a little bit of like motion as you see the floor is like sliding back together out of its sort of arena fighting ring mode back into classroom mode as the chairs sort of come up from underground. And they click into place. And he looks at you and he looks at the hot dog. And he goes, "Oh, Team Pantheon, what can I do for you?"
Oh, well, I was gonna come to you earlier today. I was already thinking about it because I was like, I know combat class hasn't started, but I wanted like notes on how I fought in the team thing, and like maybe pointers on how I could be prepping for the one-on-ones next week. But then we just watched Team Steel Soldier do what they did, and that put the fear of God in me. So I came to ask for help with that along the same lines, and then Hermon came along too, and I assumed that they probably have questions as well. Oh, fair enough. Well, I have questions, and Hermon came to support me.
Well, Steel Soldier is a friend and ally of mine. So, I have some qualms about getting a little too personal in that department of talking about potential weaknesses for you to exploit. However, you, as my students, I am perfectly happy to provide my notes on your particular performance, especially during your boss fights, which were quite impressive. I will say, during combat philosophy this week, we can absolutely discuss your economy of motion. I say this out of character because before we get to the one-on-ones, I'm going to introduce a new combat mechanic into this game that we're going to discuss. And we might just be able to use Tonitrus to kind of justify it a little bit.
Sick. Okay.
Yay. Papa.
So, yeah, we'll do that. And I think he does begin to, give you a little bit of a rundown, almost a pre-class environment where you might even feel encouraged to like sit down as he starts drawing on the board.
She's at the desk.
He pulls up the footage from specifically your fight with Earhart.
Yeah.
And he's just going through all of it and like talking about sort of like fighting against heroes who have the ability to fly. How he said he goes into like, it was very clever of you to assess the situation quickly, remove her ability to fly so that you could bring her down on your level. But you are going to be faced with an opponent whose ability to fly you cannot remove so easily.
Yeah.
And so you should be prepared to utilize levels if you can, find ways to combine your movement together, get yourselves airborne, use your strengths, but be prepared for, well, anything. And it goes on like this for a little while as you guys are speaking, but there's a point where it's probably about like 20 minutes go by where he gets a ping on his communication device, and he picks it up and he looks at it, and his brow furrows a little bit and his head cocks, and he goes, "Excuse me for a moment."
No phones in class.
That's fully the face, just like he doesn't react to it. He's like,
"Yeah, joke. I'm sorry.
I'll be back. I have business to attend to in the festival."
Oh.
Oh, we can just be done.
Yeah,
and
we can
continue
go
tomorrow if you want.
Yeah.
Because we'll just be sitting here in the classroom waiting for you to come back. So we can just be done for the day if you want.
He looks sort of down for a moment, and then he goes, "Actually, perhaps it would be beneficial if you were to come with me."
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
And you see that as you guys are leaving, he is actually wearing his costume underneath.
Oh.
So he takes
my
off the blazer and the
God.
turtleneck, and you guys like walk, and he's just like in his costume now. And you guys make your way back out into the festival, where you notice that there is something of a crowd gathered. And it's hard to see past them. There are reporters who are here, journalists, people who are not Jack Lopez. He's still up in his like special interview area where heroes in training are being brought one by one to speak, just to talk to him. You guys are scheduled to do that at some point. At least Haramon is scheduled to do that later today. But specifically, all of these people are gathered at the entrance trying to see over each other at someone who's trying to enter. Tonitrus steps forward and he says, sort of amplifying his voice with technology within his mask, "Everyone please move aside." And they do immediately. Nobody wants to fuck with Tonitrus. And as people begin to part to let him through, you guys see as he walks through that little corridor of people that at the front entrance where people present their tickets to enter the festival, you clearly see the nine-tailed fox standing there engaged with the ticket taker. And it is at this moment I would like to invite Ben on screen.
Wait, what the fuck?
There he is.
Teleports behind you.
Look, he's here. Whoa.
Hey,
Whoa, he wasn't
it's that
here
boy.
See, the biggest secret this season is that I've been in every single episode. You just could never see me until I want to be seen.
It's not true. It was true this time, though.
Yeah.
So, Kit, you, right after, right? Like, basically right after you won the tournament over at Legends, you were kind of shooed away from longer interviews with the promise of those happening more later, and your uncomfortable encounter with Chance Vane. You honestly kind of snuck out, right? And made your way here by yourself and are now at the front entrance as the ticket taker is telling you, "Listen, I understand that, like, I can clearly see who you are, but there are protocols for this kind of thing. It's not a free pass to simply enter. You need a ticket."
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to enter. I just want to talk to a specific person. So if you could just send out Uncle Tonitrus, this all would be much easier, and then I can go back home.
I understand that. I have reached out already to, and you see Tonitrus does step forward and he nods to the ticket taker, and the ticket taker like sighs, but is still very tense. He goes,
"Oh, poor guy."
"It's okay, Charles."
I had a speech prepared for you, but then I just kind of forgot it. wait, it's coming back. Some essences of it. And you two both see that she right now only has one tail out. And she stands about like 5'8". And she wears a mask normally in her hero costume, which she is in, but she's just kind of tied it on her belt and it's just hanging in front of her. And you can see the most prominent things about her face is that she has 2 scars, one that goes over her left eyebrow and one that goes down diagonally across her right cheek. And those 2 scars look like fresh or like new, but there's something weird about them, weirder than the ears and the tail. But after she ponders for a second, she's like, oh yeah, stop fighting with Steel Soldier.
He fully puts his hand up. He goes, Nine-tailed Fox, you are clear to enter as my guest. Everyone else, please disperse now. And they do. Some people are still trying to look over their shoulders.
I was following Tonitrus this whole time, so I don't know if Phoebe's there with me, but we're like behind him.
We're right. BB, sorry, go.
Paramount, when Nine-tailed Fox starts to say that, they just sort of tense up, and when Tonitrus starts to tell people to go away, and some people aren't, Paramount just like starts like looking at them like go. You know.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you guys have some weight. You guys carry some weight now. Yeah. You just won your tournament. Yeah.
BB leaned over as soon as we saw Nine-tailed Fox. Was like, "Isn't the Legends Institute like far as fuck away from here? How'd she get here so fast? Like we just were watching her on TV like an hour ago."
Grappling hooks and a lack of safe concerns for my own safety.
Anyways. How did she hear me? I'm whispering.
I have 2.
Nine-tailed Fox. This is Haramon and Bang Bang, who I'm sure you are familiar with. I would actually prefer to speak with all of you at once. Is Silhouette around?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
DM.
So Silhouette was watching with you guys,
Definitely.
But I think she broke off when you went to speak to Tonitrus. To do her own thing, so it's up to you if you want her to
with us, right?
No,
she's not.
No, yeah. Have her pull up.
Well, she said she had something to do, but we can text her and see if she can come back.
Yes, have her meet us in my classroom. We all should head there right now, discreetly, as discreetly as we can. Anyway, under the circumstances. And he gives this like disapproving look at Kit for a moment as I think what he's going to do is with you guys, he's going to leave through this entrance and exit, have you guys move around to the actual student entrance and then walk you in that way.
I was going to suggest that like BB and I could just like he and Kit could go, but then BB and I could split off from him. So we just like leave and reconvene. So it looks like to anyone who was watching, like it's over now, you know?
I also text Silhouette and I'm like, go invisible. No real concern, just do it for, shits and gigs.
Cool. So you guys all individually then make your way to Tonitrus's classroom, and when you get there, he closes the door. You see he takes out those familiar soundproofing devices and begins to place them around the room. And then he pulls out a chair for Nine-tailed Fox. He goes, "Sit, please."
Okay.
Where does he want us to be?
Yeah.
When he says "sit, please," he looks over at you guys as well and is like,
"Okay."
I sit in the same chair that I sat in previously. Yeah. These are our seats now.
Yep.
Silhouette bursts into the room only now and like visibilizes, and she's like, "What did I miss? Is everything okay?"
"Yeah, it's fine. Just come sit right here."
And she sees Kit and she's like, "Whoa, hi, wow, Nice to meet you. I'm Silhouette. You're here now.
I'd acknowledge you, but I'm barely remembering what I was trying to say already, and there's a specific order to this, so just give me a second.
I slide Silhouette a plate of food. Can we sit down?
What's going on? And she looks at Tonitrus, who's looking at her like the teacher.
Yeah.
And she's like, sorry. She starts to eat. That was not good. And then, despite himself, he laughs a little bit. He actually does.
Oh my god.
And he goes, Kit, I'm not sure what exactly you want to talk about, though I have an idea, and it sounds to me like that specific topic of conversation is something that I would prefer, actually was planning on broaching with all of you before the next team tournament.
Okay. I just, you know, uh he doesn't really have like a lot of friends, and I'm assuming that you don't either. So I know that you two like work together really well. Um and he was saying something about like us needing to like come together and some like unity and stuff. So, you know, just give him a phone call. He's ready to smooth things over if you are.
If you had bothered to talk to your teacher about this first, Steel Soldier might have been able to tell you this, but I have already had a conversation with him in private. I have made my apologies. It seems that there was a drastic miscommunication. For your edification, Team Pantheon, there is a case that Steel Soldier had been working, but under the direct authority of Director Asher, the jurisdiction of that case passed specifically to me, and with the aid of my second years, we've been investigating a string of strange, seemingly random robberies by a group of low-level villains who had never worked together much prior to last Halloween, when they stole a very valuable piece of technology from QuickTech Tower. Now, I was unaware that Steel Soldier was not given a reason for being pulled off the case. Nor was I informed that he was not informed that I would specifically be taking over the case, and I will be discussing this with Director Asher to ascertain the reasons for this behavior. But in terms of our cooperation, it's becoming more and more clear to me that there is an unnecessary divide here that we need to work together to bridge. I regret what happened the other night. I do. It should not have happened that way. I also regret that you have more details regarding this case than you should. Personally, I don't think that you should be involved in this any further. It was all fine and good when it was seemingly a low level appropriate for first years under the supervision of your very capable teacher mission. That is clearly no longer the case, and I would be remiss in my duties as your teacher not to tell you the danger that you may be in. Based on what I've seen now and the evidence we collected, it would seem to me that Chance Vane has taken a particular interest in Team Steel Soldier.
Yeah, that sucks. Oh, and don't worry, Steel Soldier told us not to look into it anymore, so I won't. Yankee Doodle He's the best. He won't do anything bad. Yeah. But weird. Chance Vane, Baker? Yeah. She also talked to us before we
What?
Huh? Oh, right. Your mom was like flirting with us or something. Um she was like, "Ooh, good luck in the tournament." Yeah, that sucked. But humans. It's
Did
another
she
Tuesday.
offer you anything?
No. Honestly, I don't really remember. It was kind of unremarkable, but
All right.
she was more like, "Good luck in the tournament. I'm gonna do something evil."
Well, at least you know her real intentions. Uh, Probably her real intentions. But Tonitrus, why are the three of us here, like the whole team Pantheon minus Jeremy? Uh, was that the reason?
When you mention Jeremy, you see her whole body just like curl for a brief second.
Oh, do you know Jeremy?
No, but I sure would love to.
Yeah, he's great.
Sounds great.
This whole time, Haramon has just been looking at Tonitrus, giving him the play-by-play of thoughts and emotions on their face. It started with, "Why is she talking like this?" to when you mentioned humans going, "What the fuck?" to the Jeremy thing being like, "Why is she so mad?" You know, like just a play-by-play of like, what, you know?
Bombastic side eye.
Yeah. But clearly trying to keep it professional and focus on the task at hand that is whatever Tonitrus is about to reveal to us. But struggling.
This particular case began, at least with students of Moonlight Academy. These low-level villains were able to outplay and outthink and outfight, if I'm being perfectly honest, Team Quickstep's second years at that time.
Oh,
Oh, that's why they were in the
like Earhart and
It's not why they were in the tournament.
well, like just like a fun like
community
PR
services. You fucked up.
redemption.
We're joking. I'm sorry.
I'm not. That would make
I would.
sense to me.
That's fair.
They don't need to be redeemed. Remember, second years or not, they are still students. Very capable students. Graduates now, but what happened that night, they couldn't have predicted something like that. That being said, the issue of jurisdiction doesn't seem to matter anymore. It's only about what we can do from here, and I should mention that after that particular robbery, that team of villains, they went silent for a while. Until their first robbery, the first of many, occurred in the background during Albert Rose's speech, when Jeremy made himself known. That is how you are involved, and more specifically now, well, if Chance Vane is indeed sponsoring these villains, which I believe he is, it will be a very delicate window in which we will be able to prove that connection. And if he's taken an interest in Team Steel Soldier, now that your team is very publicly going up against Team Pantheon here, I can't discount the possibility that he will try something, that interest might extend to you as well. I can't confirm this. It's just a hunch.
So it might be twofold in like continuing to build on plans that are already in motion with these low level superheroes, but also possibly like discrediting us as not as, I don't know, capable as we are, despite what what's gone on over the past year.
I don't know. I don't know what he's planning. He's opportunistic. Though even I don't think he's stupid enough to try something during the debut. I don't think we can fully discount anything. And now that you are going to be in the spotlight together, what affects one of you will inevitably affect the other. And so that is why you are now in the loop.
I'm you Moonlight and Nova heroes just confuse me so much. You wanted me to stay out of this, which I was, and then you gave me more information which brings me closer into the loop of this. It seems like you're kind of splitting me down two separate roads here. I just wanted to smooth everything out between you and Steel Soldier. I don't know. I'll let you guys handle the big conspiracies or whatever. That seems what you're best at.
Being told to not poke your nose of your own volition without anyone's knowledge could get you hurt, get you killed. Being told specific information as it could very well affect you whether you do anything or don't, that's another. That is the delineation.
I got like half of that. Delineation's a big word.
Hermone is in hell. Hermone is actively in hell right now.
Should my investigation turn up any more information that I deem is specifically necessary to keep you safe and informed in terms of your own safety, you will know.
So,
Cool.
sorry, kid. What? So what do we do over the next week? Is it just business as usual till the one-on-ones?
Bluntly, yes.
All right.
Our security will be increased just as a precaution. But otherwise, at this time, I don't believe he'll try something. At least not on campus. It would be more likely that while the spotlight is here on you, he's directing his efforts elsewhere. It's his interest in you. He was there. He spoke to you, didn't he?
Yeah, Steel Soldier didn't like that. He apparently put in a petition to make sure he wouldn't be there, but what can you do?
Well, what he did was immediately contact me and tell me,
You guys are still friends.
yes, Kit, we are still friends. These are complicated times. We can only do our best with the information that we have. But it's no secret, given that information, what he said to you, that he's not trying to hide what he knows. He knows at least that you were there that night. You and Yankee Doodle.
Sorry, just him saying Yankee Doodle so seriously. It just
Damn it, Kyle.
I love that man.
Did you show up like fully by yourself? Like you didn't bring your teammate with you?
Huh? Yeah. I mean, he's busy with the platas. I said I'm going out to get some more ginseng tea. I got to be back soon. Otherwise, they might start getting nervous.
When you leave for ginseng tea and never come back.
Assuming they haven't already seen that you're here on social media, making an entrance like that.
Oh,
People
believe
at
me,
Moonlight got
enough people saw that you're here for it to be something of a problem, but nothing that can't be spun.
I forgot
People-
about the human hive mind. Oops.
we got big mouths here too.
Oh, he loves me. I should. Oh, I'm probably gonna be in so much trouble. It's fine. Uh, well, do you have anything else for me, Uncle Tonitrus? Or
Only an opportunity to tell your teacher where you've been before I tell him for you.
I'll let you do the honors.
Wow.
But before I
Wow.
go, I do have something else to say. And she'll stand up from her seat, and you'll see her whole body kind of shrink down. She's now 5'6", and her hair changes. She now has like flat cut bangs, and 4 tails come out. And she turns to you three, and her eyes and demeanor are completely different. And she says, "To you three, Team Pantheon, I offer you a declaration of war. I'm going to use this tournament to prove to you, Moonlight Legends the world, that Team Steel Soldier is better. Yankee Doodle and I will beat you in the team versus, and I'm going to take the number 1 in the one-on-one. So I hope you're ready, because I'm coming for you."
BB stands up, walks over to Kit, looks her in the eye, spy for a minute, and then hand out. Let's have some good, clean fun out there.
She'll look at it, and then she'll turn and just walk to a window and open it. And before she does, she'll change once more, and she grows in height to 6'1", and you see 8 tails. And this time there is like an odd serene calm, like a drop of water just calmed the surface of an entire lake. And she'll say, "To you, Baker child, I'll say one final thing. You and I share the same mother, so I know the pain of what you went through as a child. However, I've judged you for your own actions. You'll get no sympathy from me." And she'll go out the windows and use her grappling hooks to go away.
And
BB
you're gone?
hand still outstretched. Turns to the group, hand still outstretched. What the fuck was that? Tonitrus, do you Tonitrus.
Dad, help.
Well, Ben, if that's all Kit's gonna do here, as we discussed, we're back in the situation where you don't get to see what happens here.
Yep.
You wait in the room. So
Have fun.
thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next episode.
Have fun. We'll be
Bye.
coming for you.
And so,
Baker child.
What
with
the
Kit
fuck
gone,
was that?
Tonitrus goes back and closes the window and turns back to you.
She's just a peach, isn't she?
I was trying to be nice to her. We were
Somehow I feel like that's more Mr. Doodle's side of things.
God, it took me a second to process that you were referencing a real person and not an imaginary character.
My imaginary friend, Mr. Doodle.
Mr. Doodle.
I shouldn't need to remind you of your demeanor and actions when you first stepped onto this campus.
No, listen, I know. I get that. I don't see how any of those things correlate necessarily in terms of like you. She just told me she was my sister and that we have the same mother and then dipped hard.
I have a feeling that was more of like a symbolic sort of thing. Not literally that Tara Baker is her mother. But then again,
These
who
legend
fucking
kids
knows?
are too much.
I know.
These legend
Jesus
kids are too much for
Christ.
me.
That's
I will-
your friend. Sorry, that was too much.
My friend used his own judgment and discretion in choosing his team. Your unique situations might put you in more of a position to understand Kit than most others here. I'm not asking you to be her friend or even like her. But do not assume for a second that she deserves to be in that arena any less than any of you.
I mean, she very clearly does. We watched her not 2 hours ago. I just am, when someone shows up, starts spouting some personal shit, and then leaves, I guess I know. Yeah. Woo. How's Silhouette reacting to all this?
Ooh, so I think honestly, Scylla would be like kind of mouth open. It's like, if you're distinctly like looking to her for her to like say
Yeah.
something, she kind of, that was a lot. I think she's clearly got a lot going on. That was pretty messed up. Don't know why she said any of that. Don't know that it's my business. I'm gonna try to leave it out of the arena when we step in. But given the circumstances and the situation, I am not particularly mad about only being as far into the loop as we need to be. Tonitrus, I appreciate you telling us that we may be in danger by association. That is not unusual for us.
I was about to say a given at this point,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Hell, I mean, look at like troubleshooter, people don't get picked to be here because they're already perfect. It's because we can be better.
Yeah, but just like how we had problems with troubleshooter that training day where we went into the eggs, if Kit dangles either of your bodies around like she did in her team tournament, not going to be very gracious.
No.
Just leave it at that.
I mean, I just thought like 9 months ago, I was an only child, and now suddenly there's both biological and metaphorical children that are my siblings, and it's just like
The family
sorry,
just keeps growing and growing.
it
I mean,
just keeps growing.
they're not all crazy, right? I mean, like you're kind of like my sister from another mister, so
Yeah, true.
let's hope there's more of those.
There's the chosen family, and then the weird superhero metaphorical backstory family.
Yeah.
As you guys are having this a little bit lighter conversation, Tonitrus's seriousness has not changed, and he actually steps over to his desk and sits down and says, "Perhaps you should go back to the festival now. I have many things to attend to."
Well, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow.
Nods.
You two, I'll catch up.
All right. Hey, Silhouette, you ever had fried cotton candy?
Ah, it doesn't matter what I say. Like, yes or no, something very strange is about to occur.
It's either cotton candy or it's fried butter. You get one or the
Oh,
other.
that I've had. That's great.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
you know what? For new experiences or something. And she goes with you.
First of all, sorry. I realized that that last comment was a little too much. Second of all, really it started when we got kidnapped to the desert, but more so when we were just doing yesterday's thing. I've been thinking a lot about what you said that night, last semester, and I just wanted to thank you because that push to choose, it feels right being on the path to becoming a leader. I was thinking about it yesterday. It was in my head how it felt correct, everything that was happening, every choice that could have been considered me taking the lead. Well, also taking into account my teammates' opinions and thoughts, of course, but I don't think I'm as scared for people to see that in me. And you're the one that planted that seed, so.
Planted? No. Just offered a little sunlight. It does show. It did show. And I meant what I said before. Your actions, your demeanor, your willpower, your morality, all of those things will ripple out of you to those who follow your example. Most immediately, your team. Even, I should say, Pantheon, to some degree, has been affected by you. I should only say that it goes both ways. Their pain echoes so strongly in you. I watch you carry hurt from others. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You don't owe anyone your empathy. Its value comes from willingness to give it freely, to use your judgment on when it is needed. I would advise you to be careful when you hold that poison. That will ripple out of you to them as well.
Yep. Didn't you need you to tell me that one? I've had to make a lot of apologies for past actions over the last month. But you don't need to hear about that. So, thank you, given. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, then. So, as you guys leave Tonitrus's classroom, this is the part of the episode, really the rest of the episode, where it's just up to you guys to determine what you want to do here at the festival, what people you want to talk to, things you want to see or do. There are a couple of things that I know have to happen. Specifically, Haramon's interview with Jack Lopez, which we can say occurs at any specific time. It can be any time during the day. But other than that, there's also Overtone's band is going to play again, so you guys can go see them. I know that she said that they were going to play the day before, but like you guys had just won the thing. Maybe it's like, you know, if she plays today as well, it's like you're going to see it today.
Yeah.
Because we can show it on camera.
Or we go to both.
So those are like sort of really the second thing is optional too. It's just something you know is happening. But the interview is the only definite thing that I know is going to happen. Otherwise, I'll turn it over to you guys. What do you guys do? What's the first thing that you guys do?
Vibe. I really don't
Vibe.
have anything.
I don't
think,
either.
for the festival itself, really.
I would say the only thing I can think of doing at the festival that Bibi would do is like she goes and finds Overtone and then does the thing where you're not sure how to approach someone, so you just stand in their general vicinity looking at them for a while. This is the thing that normal people do, right? And then like is like, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? And then just like, fuck it, I just have to go up and talk to her. And goes up and is like, hey, your band last night, that was so good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's gonna be good tonight.
You gonna show up again?
I want to, but after
Haramon's
seeing
standing like in eye shot, but not ear shot, and is just like,
I mean, I'm gonna try to show up. I'm gonna try my best. I just like seeing Team Steel Soldier made me feel a whole lot like maybe I don't want to be at the festival. Maybe I just want to be training right now. So I might go do a couple hours in the gym, and then like I'll come to your show.
No, either
What are
one's
you
gonna make
doing?
you sweaty.
Yeah. It's what are you doing?
Yeah, mostly just meeting people. I've got an interview with Lopez a little bit, you know.
Jack's really nice, mostly. I mean, just interviews. I mean, yeah, he's nice to me.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna catch up with Echo at some point. We're gonna
Yeah,
go
we're
see-
both friends with Echo. That's so wild.
Yeah, fancy that. It's crazy. You heard her play?
I think like once. I know she's really good.
I mean, she's got to be the best DJ I have ever heard, and I know like she uses her power to do that and stuff. So, you know, but like I do my band thing as Overtone, you know. I was doing that even before I got like into heroing, you know. I hide my identity when I play, and so do my bandmates, even though they're not like hero people, you know. But like it's a thing, right? Like I wanted to use my power when I sang, so I had to be prepared for that, and I'm glad I did, because you know, here I am having that opportunity and all that good stuff.
It's like that cartoon band, the Simians or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that. So like there's that. But Echo, she would have to do something similar probably. But I think that would be really, really good for her. And I've been trying to convince her. I told her she should have a stage. I am willing and prepared for her to play with us. Like she's worked with us on songs before. A couple of our new
Oh,
tracks, like she's actually done some production stuff. So she could come operate that live if she wanted to. I would want that. Actually, if you could convince her, if you could like convince her to do that, that would be really helpful. I think
it's
that would be really
actually
good for her.
I was like just gonna offer that. Yeah, I could do that. You mean like tonight?
Yeah, yeah, I think that would be really helpful. No press though. I mean, like you don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did.
Fresh.
No
'Cause
fresh.
She
But,
was she was almost cool until that moment. Yeah, no fresh. Uh, I'll go see what's up. Uh, you want some caramel corn?
yeah, right.
wow, already
Yeah,
sharing
cool.
food.
She did. That was the for the
Oh
podcast
yeah,
listeners out there. She grabbed one and like flicked it up and caught it.
yeah. Well, you can finish that if you want. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
Oh,
find
sweet.
Echo. Um, uh, but nice seeing you.
Yeah, you too. Catch you later.
Yeah. Hopefully not much. Walks away before hearing a response. Uh, Power walks away.
Not much what? Oh, not much
Time.
later.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. Um,
Baby's clever.
Mhm.
We're stupid.
at the very end of a horrible flirting thing, she can kind of pull something out of the hat.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Hermon
then
sees you walking away and is like, okay, so how'd it go?
it went. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I can't like read any of her emotions or anything. Troubleshooter had like too many emotions that were all at the surface and were really troubling sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Pun not intended. This is the opposite of that, where I can't get a read or a vibe. But she wants Echo to come play at her show, so I guess I'm gonna try to go convince Echo to play at her show.
Do you want to
Oh.
do that like solo mish or do you want help?
I could do it on my own. You can come if you want to see Echo, but I can probably convince Echo on my own.
I feel like
Um,
it would go better. I just wanted to offer, for
oh
support.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
appreciate that.
I'll catch you on the flip side and then I guess I'll see the result later tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Echo, and then I actually might go train a little bit. So I'll
Mhm.
drop my location even if you want to come by as well. I just am feeling kind of like after seeing all that, I can't even focus on a fair or
Right.
whatever besides talking to someone who I might be into.
Here's the plan. You try to
Yeah, yeah.
convince Echo. I will do whatever I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just figure it out, I guess. And
Uh-huh.
then I'll grab us ship shake for dinner. We can eat dinner and then we can go to the show.
Sounds good. All right. I'll text Silhouette to see if she wants to come through for dinner and the show too.
Oh,
All
I
right.
was having that she was still here for the moment, but if she's
Okay, good.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. She was probably off to the side with Haramone, and then they pulled away. And
yeah. I was
can
doing
talk afterwards.
faces as her while you were talking. So
Sorry, I was focused on
no, it's
Asteria.
fine.
I
It's
was
fine.
but yeah. Okay. Team break.
Team break.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I go hang out with Cambio.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
yeah. He's around. His team, I think. Ooh, it's not time for Poltergeist to do his interview yet because the one-on-one fighters are going to start getting interviewed periodically after the team fights
I
happen
see.
because they don't want to pull
Mhm.
focus.
Right.
They want to
Yeah.
focus on the thing that's about to happen or has just happened. So right now they're allowed to just kind of chill out, that group. But Knock Knock and Canvas and Poltergeist would definitely be around, and they could tell you where Combio is.
Sick. What is up, my dudes?
Is that to the whole team or just to him? To Combio?
To the whole team to find him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you want them to all be together, I'm open to suggestion. What if there's something you want to do with them?
Oh, not with them. I don't want to fucking hang out with those losers. Yeah, I just want to hang out with Combio because like I've been rewatching Peek Behind the Curtain. I've been rewatching a lot of First City just to sort of see like where we started, where we are, and where we need to go. Business brain. And I was rewatching the episode where we do the
Combio thing.
the Combio thing. It was really sweet, and I feel like Haramon would be hanging out with him more
True.
than they have been. So I don't know.
Was that the episode where he talked to us about the clothes, or there was another training episode with him, or I mean, our outfits as superheroes? Because that's my core memory of him, was talking to him about outfits.
I don't remember.
He brought you to a restaurant.
Yeah.
To hang out.
That's the okay. Sorry, that is what I remember. Yeah, that is what I remember.
Yeah. In fact, there might be like a little Casita Rosita pop up.
Yeah,
because they're affiliated, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe she's here and he's over there handing out food to people and just sort of introducing people to his team and being just generally being like he is a very down to earth hero, which is kind of crazy considering he has one of the scariest, most intense powers out of all of Nova, on paper at least, you know. But he's always, whenever he can, just kind of walking around and
hanging out,
talking to people. And so I think you find him not doing anything too crazy. He's just over there probably helping her out with her pop-up.
Yeah, I'd go to Team Combio. I'm like, where's your dad? They tell me and I'm like, thank you.
Knock Knock crunches down on a taco and like
Poltergeist, love the costume. I don't think I've said it yet. It's great, perfect. Well, excellent. I'm gonna catch you guys not this time, but sometime else.
When you mention the costume, Loney is nearby, I think, and she looks over and she's like,
yeah.
And I walk up to Combio and the Rosita little pop-up booth. And I say, "What's up, Combio? ¿Qué pasó, cuate?"
Ramon, it has been a moment since we've had a chance to talk. I am glad that you are here.
Yeah.
Your victory was quite entertaining to watch. Though, if I am being completely honest, not entirely surprising. Can I offer you some food?
Of course. Duh. Yeah, I just sort of wanted to come and hang out. Because I figured you might be doing something like this. I didn't know. So I just wanted to check and hang out and see just, what's going on.
Not much. This is, every year I try to make a point to help out in ways that I can. I am not always entirely comfortable with this large group of people.
Yeah, I can see how it could get overwhelming.
A bit, yes.
Yeah.
But with my team nearby and good food and good people, much to celebrate, we all have something in common now, so it has a grounding effect. I say as a man who can fly.
Yeah, and you look really cool doing it. So I don't know where that came out of my mouth. It was just the first thought I had. But yeah, I'm just. Do you need help? I look at Rosita. Like, do you need help?
She goes, "Do I need help? I mean, extra hands is never a bad thing. So if you want to,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can tell Cambio that his Pablo the Taco bit is not actually a good idea. You can tell him that." And he goes, "Pablo the Taco is the peak comedy of this year. I don't know what you're talking about."
And I don't know what either of you are talking about, so I guess I'm gonna have to see it to make a judgment either way.
I believe that Rosita is in need of a mascot
Okay.
to amplify business, which of course her business is great at the moment. She doesn't need any extra help. However, everyone loves an adorable mascot.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to introduce. Hold on, wait, close your eyes.
Okay.
Look away.
Okay.
Okay.
I have my hands over my eyes. Isn't that good enough?
And then as you do this, you hear like gasps and then laughter and applause. And then when you open your eyes, you see that Cambio has transformed into a giant cartoon taco with like kind of cartoon noodle legs and arms.
Go off.
And he goes, "Wait, look." And he does like a little dance.
I grab him by his little taco hands, which is not a sentence I thought I would ever say. And I start like dancing with him to this music that is, of course, coming out of the necessary speaker, just blasting music. And we start dancing together. As like,
People start taking video.
yeah, that's what I wanted.
More people come and start eating the food. And it's just like, God damn it.
I'm sorry, the proof is in the pudding. We just did a scientific experiment and it worked. So I think you have to keep Pablo the taco.
The people have spoken.
They've spoken. Yeah. Listen, if it works, it works. It's more money in your pocket, so, you know?
All right.
And everyone stays there for about an hour, I think, just helping keeping the food going, just hanging out with Cambio, talking to him. I think discussing a little more in depth his thoughts on the team tournament and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what Haramon does for the majority of this time, while BB's doing what BB's doing.
Well, BB's spiraling.
Yeah.
A little more Cambio content for you.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my guy.
That's
Pablo Taco.
my dad.
That's it.
That's it. We got to make merch now. That's the only
Mhm.
recourse.
Submit your Pablo the Taco designs below.
Well, BB,
Anyways,
what's going on?
where's Echo?
Where is Echo? You can either roll for it or you can tell me.
I want to roll for it. I love rolling. I always want to be rolling.
rolling.
What am I rolling though? Intelligence?
She is here somewhere. So if you
Okay.
wanted to do willpower as a basic perception, you can. Otherwise, it would be intelligence to ask around and like figure out where she is.
It's the same thing. There we go. 3 out of 2.
What route did you pick? Perception or asking around?
Perception.
Okay. So 3 out of 2, outstanding success. You find her very quickly. Because let's just say it's because Porter is tall and
Oh.
Yeah.
people are tending to want to talk to Porter today because of his
Mhm.
role in the tournament. That was a really exciting, cool display of his power and his personality. And he's kind of bashful. Like, he's got charisma, but he's also like, "Oh, guys, it's not. I wasn't. You should be talking to the people who actually competed. I mean, there's Bang Bang." And
I
he
mean-
totally points at you, and a bunch of people are like, "Yeah, there she is!" And then they start like trying to get to you.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I think with your outstanding success,
Uh-huh.
Echo gets between you
Uh-huh.
And she starts guiding you. You hear in your ear, left, right. And she gives you a perfect escape route. And you head over in between two booths where she and Porter and Link are all standing together, kind of laughing. And I'm gonna
Porter,
say it's like between like a churro booth and like a face painting station.
amazing. Porter, you should keep the spotlight on yourself because you look better in it. Uh, Again, you crushed it at the team battles. Like you bamboozled me more than I've ever been bamboozled before.
Hey man, I it was pretty cool, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, it was really fun, and I had way more fun doing that than I would have actually competing. Um, yeah.
We should do our team should we should do some more training soon all together because like
Yeah.
this will throw it back to the real old first days of school.
I mean, we're
But
about to be out doing like preliminary missions with our teachers there, you know? I mean,
oh
maybe
yeah,
we'll get to actually like do something real together sooner than later. That would be pretty cool. I'd love
that'd be
that.
pretty dang cool.
Otherwise, I felt bad, you know, having to keep the secret from you and everybody, you know, not like telling my friends that I was going to be part of it, but the surprise was pretty cool, right? It was worth it.
It's a whole gig. Um, so I was coming over here to talk to Echo. Here, Echo, I brought you a milkshake. Baby's drinking your own
Oh,
milkshake.
hell yeah.
Um, uh, so um, it you know when you meet someone and you start to be interested in them and their name is Overtone and and then they ask you to ask your friend Echo to participate in their show later this evening and you go to your friend with a milkshake and you give it to them and you say, "Hey, will you be in this person's show that it's also your friend tonight?" Um that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You want my help attempting to kiss yet another one of my good friends. Uh,
Yeah.
and your plan to do that is to get me up on a stage in front of a bunch of people.
Well, no, it's my way. My way to get to that is by doing a favor to the person who I want to kiss, and that favor is convincing you, my friend, to do a musical concert with your considerable musical talent for people who would enjoy listening to your music.
I am going to kill her. And Link actually cuts in and goes,
16-year-old wingman pulling out.
actually, Echo, I completely believe that this would be an excellent opportunity for the entire team to showcase your abilities. I mean, at the moment, Porter has the spotlight, and I think you deserve it just as much. This is an amazing thing that you can do, so why not do it, right?
Yeah. See, a voice of reason.
Echo leans
Oh my
back.
god.
Uh, ooh, let's talk about Echo's costume a little bit, because I
Ooh.
think that the coolest thing for Echo's costume would be if on the surface it looks like a almost like a canvas, like a blank canvas sort of a bodysuit. It would just be like a white bodysuit with kind of a puffy white jacket that has armor padding underneath it that's cleverly hidden, but it's very fashion forward in that way, in her way. But it's splattered all over with those sort of pastel spray paint tie-dye sort of patterns that she
Yeah.
usually wears. She's incorporated that look, and it looks like she probably did it herself.
Aw.
And like, listen, one, your outfit's sick, and I don't think I've gotten a chance to say that to you yet. I really like your whole superhero vibe because it's a lot like your normal vibe, which is really cool. But secondly, if you don't want to do this, it's totally fine. I don't want to put you in a weird situation, even though it's just for a friend. But like, you know, yeah. If you don't want to do this, it's all good. I just
Nah, it's cool.
thought
I
I'd ask.
mean, Overtone's cool, and I think that she could do a lot worse than a tournament winning champion. So I have no issue with that.
Get out of here.
You want to keep kissing my friends, keep kissing my friends, I guess. But the bigger concern is, I put a lot of stuff out like online, and it's all been, anonymous. I don't use the name Echo when I do that. It would be cool to do it, but I never really
What do you release it under?
what do I release it under? Well, I've used a bunch of different names. I actually haven't let people know that it was one person.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're so good that you can release music under multiple different identities, and people will be like, "Oh, this is all different people," even though it's just one super talented person.
Yeah. And I mean, I try to leave clues.
Yeah.
Like, people like I'll drop something and then people will try to see if it's like this mysterious person. So for me, it would be kind of and you see her figuring something out as she's saying this. She goes like, it would like if I were to play live, it would be like a reveal that it was me.
But what if it like sorry, this is an error question. Do we know people who can do like illusionary stuff?
Illusionary stuff?
As in making
I
someone
mean,
look like someone else?
Just prestige.
Prestige, yeah.
What if I could get Prestige to do you release any like it's all fully anonymous. There's no images of these different artists or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what if you just like what if I got Prestige to do like a little magic around you where you just kept changing into different identities and different people so no one knew who you were? God, the things you do to try to get laid in college, you know?
I mean, that's pretty cool.
But if you had your own thing, like
Well, no, I guess I look, if you want the truth, I haven't decided if I want music to be my me thing, my hero thing, or both. Cuz for identity purposes,
yeah.
I mean, that's like my main practical skill. And that includes my heroing, like I use it. It's like the image that I know, and separating those two things. Like I do want to have a secret identity. I'm not.
Well, listen, I don't want to put you into a weird situation where you have to decide like a critical life thing right now. So let's not and say we did, but also say that you're a really talented person and like you deserve to perform and share your music with the world in whatever way you see fit.
Thank you. I think. Well, honestly, people like Dr. Quickstep paved the way. And I've been dancing around it. Like I know that it's what I want to do. Why am I telling you this?
Because we've been friends for like 6 months, 9 months, however long we've been in school.
Yeah, there's that.
And I just have that kind of face that people want to expose their innermost personal truths to, you know?
Do you think like if I hypothetically were to do this. Would you guys be there? And she looks back at Porter and Link. She's like gritting her teeth at the real like sentimental emotion that's happening here and trying to like stay cool. Porter's like, yeah, what else am I doing? That's like, we're friends first. Team said, she's like, stop. Are you saying that you would be mad at me? Like, I would be like pissing you off if I didn't do this? No, Link goes, nod. It's like, yes, our friendship would be in jeopardy. All right, well, look, I don't have time for that, so maybe I should just do it. So I'll be there.
Hey, all right, follow-up idea. Well, one, did you want to do the prestige thing or do you just want to do it yourself?
Nah, it's a challenge, right? I mean, I can make music as me, and I can make music as me. The only thing that's ever really stopped me from doing that is, unsurprisingly, also me.
That is eminently relatable. What if I was on stage with you?
Doing what?
Let me figure
Triangle.
that out.
Ding.
No. I have an idea. This is so stupid. We're going full Disney Channel original movie. We're gonna have a decom moment. Shout out Natasha for teaching me that slang. I'm gonna go around and collect different. Phoebe's essentially gonna do a light show and a confetti show with her powers. So she's gonna
Okay.
be on stage running around shooting lasers off into the sky in a way that looks like lights, and then collect confetti from somewhere and use her concussive blast to blow confetti into the crowd, and then also do some t-shirt cannon shit.
Cool.
Yes.
So, question. That
Mhm.
sounds like a really cool ending to the episode. That sounds like a finale kind of a thing. Not like finale, but like to the episode.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, should we do that in the evening and do Haramon's interview first?
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I assume. I assume this would be a later thing. BB, this is BB going off to go collect
Yeah.
what she needs to make that happen.
So you do that. Is there anything else that either of you guys want to do this episode before we get into the interview and that?
No.
I make good on getting a ship shake for dinner, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We see
text-
Haramon going to Ship Shake, picking up an order, and we see what was previously the Titan Wild Cafe across the way is now closed for renovations. And it says
for that.
there's a sign that says soon to be, what did we say? We came up with a name.
Wasn't it Jungle Jamboree?
Yeah, the Titan Wild Cafe is now going to become the Jungle Jamboree. And Haramon, walking out of Ship Shake, having picked up the order, has a milkshake and starts, drinking from it and just goes, huh? And then they go back to the festival to deliver
yeah.
the food.
So yeah, Team Pantheon still meets up for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Then I guess quickly after, very soon after dinner, there's interview time, I guess.
Sure.
yeah.
So I'm sure that Pantheon is like helping you and hyping you up before that. And it's a very Comic-Con situation. This might be a very niche reference here, but niche Comic-Con. But you have like a designated interviewing area, and different, students are cycling in and out. And some of the teachers as well are cycling, talking to Jack Lopez, having brief interviews. And so as you get up there, you see that there are actually stairs leading up to it. There are security individuals who are, guarding that, making sure that like you're on the schedule, that you go through, and then you step up as Pantheon smiles at you and goes, I honestly am less worried about this than anything else that has happened or has yet to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this. What's the worst that could happen?
Don't say that, but it'll be good.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the best that could happen?
that's what I'm talking about. And I'm good. I'm here.
I go in.
So you step up, and it's all outdoors. There's some cool like soundproofing stuff that they do. I'm really leaning on the soundproofing technology because I think it's so game changing in the future.
So useful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But the idea that you go up onto this platform that overlooks the festival, so that when it's filmed, you guys are sitting there and you can see the festival going on behind.
It's like the ball
you.
dropping it on like New Year's Eve.
Mhm.
It's very much like when you see like interviews happening at Comic-Con, where they're like specific areas where you can see the con behind the people being interviewed. So you go up there and you see Jack Lopez sitting, and he stands up when you walk in and he goes, Haramon, welcome. We're not on yet, just so you know. So
Yeah. Good to see you again.
it's good to see you again as well. I must say the circumstances are very interesting. And before we start, I want you to know that I don't take it personally.
Take what personally?
Well, that I didn't know exactly who you were last time we spoke.
And you still don't?
No, I suppose not. Still, I understand that, and there should be no hard feelings there. We won't touch on anything. You don't have to answer anything you don't want to.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that I should know before we start?
I mean, just generally very specific questions, just about how things work, back home, specific systems and how they work and all that good stuff. I'm not able to answer, so you might just want to strike any of those from the list.
Oh, of course. This is not the forum for that anyway, if I may. While your, shall we say, formal introduction is a very hot topic here in the city and in the world, this still is first and foremost about the tournament and the festival.
Right.
There will come a time when those interviews happen, some behind closed doors that I will not even be involved in. Others, maybe it will be me. Either way, I don't have anything like that prepared outside of just a general question of what you're willing to share and what your goals are here.
Sounds good.
Good. I guess nothing to do but to do it then.
Yeah. I sit in my little interviewee chair.
Mr. Lopez, we're on in 5, 4, 2. The light turns on, and he is looking at the camera and he says, welcome back to yet another interview session here at Moonlight Academy. I am joined now by one of the winners of Moonlight Academy's team tournament debut, member of Team Pantheon, and frankly, someone who I am so thrilled to have sitting next to me here, Haramon.
Well, it's wonderful to see you. Hello, everyone at home. What do you want to talk to me about?
Well, there are a lot of things that I would like to talk to you about, and I'm sure that a lot of people at home would say the same, but here at the festival, there are just certain things that I must compliment you on before we even begin. Number one, your costume is unbelievable design work. Now, of course, I'm not going to pry into that, but your strategy, your quick thinking, and your leadership all absolutely shone in yesterday's tournament. And I must congratulate you for that.
Thank you. I'm sure many, if not all, of my competitors and classmates would say we're trying very hard all the time. We're just trying to be the best we can be, and I'm glad that people got to see it yesterday.
Of course, of course. And on that subject, of course, this is something of a historic year. Many odd occurrences have happened, as you well know.
Yeah.
This city owes you and your teammates a great debt of gratitude, and that does include Jeremy Johnson as well. But focusing things in on the actual tournament, one thing that is sticking out in my mind, and those of us who have submitted questions to our studio, many people are wondering, why did you choose to not announce yourself with the others and wait?
So the reason why I wanted to do things the way that they'd happened was, before I came to the city, I did a lot of research. And part of that research was researching how people in First City and Alma feel about, us back in the Titan Wild. So I got to know a little bit the varying opinions, right? And I wanted people to sort of confront any biases they might have had. Have time to have a reaction to me, think about that reaction, and then be confronted, whether it was good or bad, what they thought and why, by my actions. I wanted my actions to show, I didn't want to do an interview or anything like that, because I am a person of action. And I wanted just to get, people's inner conversations going. So that's why I chose to do it separate from everyone. That's why I chose to only put out my bio and have just my bio be the announcement. I know certain people were saying that the concept of such groundbreaking news, right? I put it in a trivial format, but that was not the case. I really wanted people to, whether good or bad, think about what they think about the Costadi and why, and then have my skill, all the things that you listed, leadership, all of that, speak for themselves.
Well, they did at that, and I appreciate your candor in this matter. In fact, piggybacking off of that question, I'm interested to know, of course, again, without prying too deeply into matters better suited for a wider forum, I should say. I am curious what you are willing to share with us about your people.
So I guess the main question I've been seeing floating around is why now? Just why in general.
I guess
right?
that is the quiet part, isn't it?
Yes. So the now is really just when the stars aligned. 260 odd years is a long time to be on our own, separate from the rest of Symphony and First City. And we just decided that why not? I'm really just here to get a feel for the spirit of the city, the spirit of Alma, the spirit of anyone else living on Symphony, because there's been a growing sort of sense of, well, maybe we do have things to offer each other, and why should we continue to be scared of that possibility? Our policies are such because we are so protective of the forest and protecting its sacred nature, protecting, its flora and fauna. And so we're being careful. That's why I'm the only one here, very baby steps process. But, you know, if the people of First City are, if they prove that they're able to respect such things, who knows where this sort of experiment of me will go. And, the thing that sort of really boosted my spirits in terms of, my presence here was the vote on the sort of psychic bill. That was very encouraging. I've hung out in the city the past 4 months. I've gotten to know the spirit of the city, and I'm very hopeful on that front of things are going to hopefully continue to go smoothly despite all of the speed bumps and hurdles that happened last semester or over the summer.
Very, very interesting. Again, thank you for your honesty.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to sitting down with you again in the future to discuss these matters in an even deeper sense.
Yes.
For now, focusing us back in just a little bit, of course, I am looking forward to sitting down with both of your teammates as we approach the one-on-one tournaments. I noticed that both you and your teammate Bang Bang have signed up to fight individually, though Silhouette has not. And what I'm wondering is, what was your mindset as a team deciding on whether you were going to sign up, whether for the team or individual bouts? What discussions took place there?
Well, there was not much of a discussion. We all sort of knew that we wanted to do the team, at the very least, wanted to do the team bouts. We also are aware that, we might have a wee bit of a spotlight or a target on our back, and it would be a perfect opportunity for the public to get to know Team Pantheon, after it was revealed that we did the things that we did over the summer. So that wasn't even in the question. For me, for the one-on-ones, it's, again, I want to show people who I am. I want to show people the kind of hero that I can be, my convictions, my will. And for the one-on-ones specifically, I think that is a perfect stage to hopefully set people at ease, because there's no greater test than being in such a rigorous test, such as the team tournaments and the one-on-ones, and hopefully showing people that, like, I am capable, and I am capable and determined to push through and protect you. They say this to the camera. That was why I signed up personally. In terms of why Silhouette didn't sign up, she just has a lot on her plate. She's very studious, and so she's essentially double majoring right now, we'll say. So she has not a lot of free time. And BB, I think I could say this, she wants to essentially do the same thing, wants to test her mettle, show everyone what she's made of. And hopefully, best case scenario, we'll go head to head, and it'll be a good show for you guys.
Well, I look forward to speaking with her next weekend as well. Speaking of which, going into the team tournament Moonlight versus Legends, now I'm sure that you were joining with the rest of the city in watching the Legends debut. And Team Steel Soldier had quite an impressive victory, not unlike your own. I am very curious to know how your team is planning to prepare over the next week to face off against the champions that are Yankee Doodle and Nine-Tailed Fox.
Well, we do have, the benefit of our team leader having all of Yankee Doodle's powers. So there's that, number one. I'm sure we will formulate a plan on how to best train with that going on. But really, what I've just been doing this whole time has been watching, my teammates' training footage, studying what, potential weaknesses or things that I can exploit. And I imagine I'll do the same. I'll probably rewatch that tape over and over and over of their team fights and sort of get to know them from that sort of level. But really, the best way to be prepared is to be prepared, right? Just prepare for the unexpected. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready, if you will.
Well, we certainly now have great expectations for Team Pantheon, and whichever way it goes, it will be an incredible show, and we certainly will see just what amazing things you are capable of. That's about it for now. We're just about out of time here, so thank you again very much, Haramon, for joining us, and I wish you the very best of luck next weekend.
Well, thank you, and look forward to putting on a show for you guys. They sort of like go, like they don't know how to end it.
We'll be taking a brief 10-minute break here, and we will be back with another interview with team leaders, Cause and Effect. And he sort of gives his goodbyes, and the camera turns off, and he turns to you, and he stands up. He says, "Thank you. That was very enjoyable."
Was it good? Did I do a good job?
You're doing great, truly.
Oh, God. Okay. Thank you.
I hope I didn't cross any boundaries. I know this is not the forum for that.
No, you're fine. It's just hard to, there's so much I want to say,
Of
but I
course.
can't say. And it's hard to not ramble. Trying to sort of stall for time to figure out how to not say something. So,
Well, like I said, hopefully, well, almost certainly, there will be another opportunity in the near future. Until then,
shake his hand.
he lets you go. You step off. BB, are you waiting at the bottom of the stairs with Pantheon?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think even before you go down the stairs, if Harriman looks at their phone, they see a text in the big Team Pantheon chat that's just all caps, "At Jeremy, watch Harriman's interview with Jack Lopez. They crushed it." But yeah, she's waiting at the bottom of the stairs for them with Pantheon herself.
And Silhouette's there as well.
I'm sorry if I overstepped to Silhouette. Sorry if I overstepped saying why you didn't join. It's just like the truth, and I thought,
No, the
she'd
steps
probably say it.
The steps were where the steps should have been. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Oh God.
You were not wrong.
I was fine before. Like I thought, oh, this is gonna be great. I know Jack, it's fine. Like we've met before. I feel super comfortable around him. Like it's great. And then he started asking questions and I had to think on my feet. And now I'm like, did I even say words?
You said words. You said good words in the right
Okay.
order.
Yeah.
Okay.
They even made sense.
Cool.
Now, I gotta go slip away really quick and get some stuff ready for what's Overtone's band's name again?
So Overtone's band, we actually haven't said this on camera yet.
Oh shit.
Overtone's
Okay,
band
wondering.
is called Skreama Donna.
Oh,
With a K.
That's
So
delightful.
Skreama, yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go as well. There's the Skreama Donna show tonight, and Echo's kind of tapping in to do some stuff, so I said that I would also lend a hand. So if you guys swing by tonight, you might see some fireworks.
Oh, we're absolutely swinging in.
Yeah.
Call me
okay.
fucking Spider-Man, bitch. Like
I know that one. My dad used to show me that one.
You hear you hear two voices behind you stepping up. One of them says, "See, I told you we'd see Echo on a stage before the semester was out." Yeah, all right, I owe you $10. Big whoop. As you see two very famous Nova heroes stepping up, about to step up for their own interviews up there with Jack Lopez. They're heroes that you guys, I think, even though you've been on campus for a little bit, you guys never had to work with them. You've not really interacted with their team, though you do know that UV Rain, who is on their team, is going to be competing against you in the one-on-ones in a couple weeks. But you have not had the occasion yet to meet Cause and Effect, the twin brother-sister team of heroes. And you see as they step up, first you see Cause, who they have this crimson and black unitard with black leather boots, red and black gloves, crazy choppy like Susie and the Banshee's hair coming out of the top of their mask. And they are definitely the more muscular of the two, while they are of a height with each other. They, like, even in costume under masks, their identities are protected, but the features you see, they are clearly like identical twins. Though Cause presents much more femme than Effect does. And they are clearly the fighter as well. And they have this long gray sort of sleeveless robe that flows out around them as well over top of their suit. And then walking alongside them is their brother Effect, who has his hair is like parted down the middle. So he has the two almost silhouette-like strands that dangle in front of his eyes. Also, kind of like David from Lilo and Stitch, he has that energy. Very big smile, like super big smile through dark stubble on his face. His outfit is the same colors and very similar style to his sibling, but his is more of like in a V with these like big shoulder pads. And then there's a section where just a little bit of his biceps are exposed before the gloves start. And then he has a silver backpack on his back because he's more tech-based. You know that backpack is full of long-range weapons. He's a distance fighter, and his sibling is a up-close range fighter. They are a melee and a distance team. And you also know they have the ability, their only power is that they can teleport specifically to switch places with each other. Yeah.
What a power, first of all. Holy shit.
Yeah. Damn.
And did I mention both of them, they're on their chest and legs, they both have fishnets, like fishnet stuff. Yeah.
Are they in our year?
No, they're squad leaders.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah. They are the only team that has two, because they only ever work together. They are Cause and Effect. And they also, as you know, they're the only team that only has two members. That never happens. That's only a Legends Institute thing most of the time. But they specifically only have two students.
Do we know them? Is it UV Rain and then
UV Rain, and then their other student is, again, somebody that you haven't really met. But you do know that their team is actually married to each other. They are training a couple who signed up together. Yeah. And so UV Rain and Dr. Doorway are a married couple who they are training. Yeah.
Dr. Doorway is a very cute name.
But the team isn't here. It's just Cause and Effect as they walk up.
Oh, hi there, professors. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Cause shakes your hand, and Effect goes to shake your hand, and then there's like a bunch of handshaking.
Yeah.
Pantheon goes, Cause and Effect, this is my team. You guys haven't had the opportunity to meet yet. But
I suspect that we were indisposed when we were scheduled to train together.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the long and short of it. Effect is like, hey, I'm not offended. I honestly, there will always be opportunities, and you guys are both, two of you are going up against UV Rain, and that's gonna be wild. We trained her so good, cause us
It's
like,
gonna be fun.
and we're bragging. Yeah, we're bragging again. That's fun. No, I mean he's obviously he's being a silly little guy. He likes to do that. That was a good
Thanks.
interview, and also excellent victory. You guys truly crushed it. I look forward to seeing the rest.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Here's to you guys having a good interview right now.
And also here's to actually getting trained by you in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Effect. Effect is clearly the high energy one of the two,
Mhm.
and he's like, "All right, well, we won't take any more of your time. All right, I would stay here and chat you up forever about like everything, but we have things to discuss with a guy named Jack. Hey," Kaz goes, "That, but with less
Yeah.
words.
Mhm.
Catch you later, Pantheon team." And the two of
Bye.
them head up together to go do their interview. And now you've met every squad leader.
Hey, Pantheon, this is just something that popped in my mind. Whenever you're in a situation where you're like doing a bunch of handshakes with a bunch of different people, do you ever like separate off clones of yourself and just keep shaking hands to fuck with people?
You know, I'm not gonna say that I've not done that, because I
That's pretty
have done
funny.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't default to it, no, because sometimes I'm not Pantheon, so
that's fair.
yeah. And
But
also, it's a matter of respect. Sometimes you never know who's going to react to what. So yeah.
incredible.
Well, I'm glad that you guys finally got to meet them, considering you're about to have to. Well, I mean, you might not have to get in the ring with UV Rain, but
True.
it's very, very possible that one of you will.
Yeah.
I mean, she's whew, she's something.
She's tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Mhm.
Watching that footage back.
Dr. Doorway
Whew.
in her corner strategizing, I mean, the synergy on those two, it's small wonder why they're, being trained by who
Who
they're
they
being
are.
trained by. But
Yeah.
I would say Doorway is like one of the only people on campus with a strategic mind to rival yours.
Wow. That I didn't
Whoa.
even think I had that strategic of a mind, but
Really?
Really?
That's
okay,
So
is it
really?
does it make it more or less of a douchebag move to say that what I did yesterday just came naturally to me?
That's just honesty, I
it's
think.
just true.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a true statement. But no, I don't. Sorry, that was rude. I mean, all of you guys did incredible strategic work. I'm just saying that is clearly a specific strong suit of yours, and UV Rain's going to be getting in there with a strategy from her lovely wife. So you never know what you're going to get there, except probably good strategy and a very big, strong contender. So anyway, we don't need to talk about this.
I gotta like go split really quick, but come to the show later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Gone.
So, is there anything else, or is it just the show?
Party.
It's the show.
Party.
It's the
Mm.
show. So you guys
BB
head
is
to the main stage.
yeah. So BB is in like what would be either an orchestra pit or a photographer's pit at like a normal show. And she's set up colored glass in sequence that goes along one side and then the same sequence on the other side. So when she shoots through with very low level shots, it casts light through. And then in the center, there's confetti that she can reload and then shoot out and reload and shoot out. So she's just there testing out all her MacGyvered equipment.
Hell
And
yeah.
is like, hey, do you guys have like t-shirts I could launch into the crowd? Or for your band.
Oh, that's, huh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, what do you think? She turns to the drummer, who is kind of a big, like, husky dude with big old drummer arms, and he's got the his drumsticks in his back pocket. He's got ripped jeans, a black tank top, and let's see. So it's just her, a drummer, and a guitar player. She's in her costume, but I think the drummer and the guitar player, they have like a sort of a shtick too. I think they should be wearing like masks of some kind. I think that would be cool. Maybe almost like wrestling masks or something in a way, but they're stylized to be like these crazy demon screaming faces or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the drummer's like, I mean, yeah, we have shirts. What size do you want?
I think probably the larger ones, just because it's going to a random person in the crowd. So, you know,
So you just
one
want
size
one?
fits all.
You just want one?
No, I'm talking about like if you got like, I mean, it doesn't have to be shirts because you guys sell that stuff for money, but like any paraphernalia I can shoot into the crowd as a fun little gift to give to your audience and your fans. I can also just steal some Moonlight Academy merch.
The guitar player's like, well, we didn't bring a bunch of merch, but we aren't really worried about money today, right, Tone? My friend's like, no, this isn't a money thing. So yeah, do what you're gonna do.
Oh
He's so absurdly chill.
my god.
Nothing phases her.
Honestly, I just think this is gonna be pretty funny. So like, and potentially really cool. I'm not even mad you didn't try to like clear this with me more. I just want to see what happens.
It's gonna be cool. I say as someone whose first concert was last night. I think BB also has rigged some kind of probably low-key I don't know if there's any heroes that could actually help with this. Pretty low-key dangerous gas setup where there's just gas going. She shoots up into it for a big flame spurt.
I would say
That's fine
Rapido
with her.
probably would help you with all of the machines.
Yeah, Rapido would be down.
Yeah.
So I bring Rapido onto the scene and we start working.
Does Solar Flare create fire or does he manipulate fire?
He creates fire and then throws it.
It's honest. It's Solar Flare and Rapido.
Yeah, Solar Flare
Yeah.
can't. Jeremy is a pyroconductor and a pyrokinetic, whereas Solar Flare is only a pyroconductor. He just makes fireballs and hurls them.
Perfect. That's exactly what I need. So
Cool.
maybe it's just
He's
Solar
there too.
Flare.
Cool.
And I just turn around to him and I go, now.
Now's good.
Ooh.
People are just like, oh my god, whoa.
Can you make them into shapes?
No.
Not yet.
Come on.
Yeah, he's not Jeremy. He just
Fire
makes big-
shuriken.
Yeah.
That's
That'd
fair.
be fun.
Sending one up to Jeremy. But yeah, and then I think at some point she's testing it out before the audience files in, and then the audience just has to file in, and then it's time.
I think enough word got around that you would be there, that like Team Pantheon would be there,
Yeah.
that the crowd is pretty big. Like most of the people who are still at the festival by this hour have gathered to listen to the music. And once Overtone comes out and starts, her whole demeanor changes. Like she goes from that chill, like, to being like, hello, Moonlight Academy! So she sings and plays bass. But
Yeah.
you also notice there are just like towers of amps behind her with all kinds of crazy effects. And she has an array of different pedals in front of her as well. She plays bass in such a way that she's practically playing bass and rhythm guitar at the same time. Very
Whoa.
royal blood. If
Saying the quiet
this is
part
too-
out loud.
Yeah, you know what? I'm fine to say what my influences are. Royal Blood's one of
Hell
my
yeah.
bands. That is 100% the vibe of like, as she sings, she seamlessly is just kicking pedals, going back, adjusting things, never missing a note. She has an insanely operatic singing voice. She goes from it being beautiful to being raspy and like intense, and just gradients all over the place, dynamically, like a siren. And her band rocks hard too. For 3 people, they make so much intricate noise together. And they are, by all accounts, they are a rock band. But they have like computerized elements that, like, she'll kick a pedal and make like looped different, you know, techno-y
She'll loop
type
parts of yeah.
Yeah. Very it's like sci-fi industrial grunge or something. It's crazy.
Sick.
Yeah. I say this fully knowing I'm gonna have to like make some of their music at some point.
Can I throw one thing in?
Mhm.
Rapido is here.
Yeah.
How this has to work is BB is on a car mechanics slider that would go underneath the car, and she has Rapido pulling her forward and backward as quickly as possible, because all the colored glasses set up like telescopes that go up into the sky. So it's just like forward, boom, back, boom, 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 and it's just it's so sick, so quickly, and it looks so stupid. And every once in a while she's like fire, and then Solar Flare sits out of a couple of fireballs, and it's just chaos, just profoundly chaotic.
So good.
But it looks good. Yeah.
They can't see into the pit, in the orchestra pit. They don't know.
Where is Team Pantheon? They're here.
At the front.
Somewhere.
At the very,
At the
very
front.
front. Hermione muscled their way, if they had to the very, very front. So they can look over and like see BB doing all this crazy shit if they want.
Hermione is a friend that they muscle forward, and then Silhouette falls in behind to go through the crowd. Yeah.
In the path that's created.
So are you saving something particularly cool for when they introduce Echo?
Yeah. But what is that?
The confetti?
Let's see.
Yeah.
It's the confetti, but I think the confetti is going throughout. Baby has to get off the board, load the confetti. She's vomiting while she does it, launches it out, and then I think when, God, this might require. Does anyone have telekinetic powers?
Poltergeist?
Poltergeist? Yeah.
God, kinetic. You can control things with your mind, right? That's what telekinetic means.
Yeah.
She's like, poltergeist. Now, she throws a disco ball into the sky, lines up the shot, shoots it, has him hold it so that everything, the shards all stay together in the sky, and then it's the lights are bouncing off the different shards onto one another. And maybe poltergeist swirls them kind of abstractly, but kind of a deconstructed disco ball that BB is then launching lights off of.
That's really cool. I'm going to ask you to roll a dexterity check because you're being assisted with full advantage.
Okay.
You can add your power die because you're using your power.
Oh,
Right.
God.
Beautiful. Okay. If I get fucked on this, it's over. Ben, I'm using the power die that you gave me, and this is your fault if this goes wrong.
Full advantage, though.
Full advantage. Okay.
Because Poltergeist is here, so...
What?
Do you like all 6s or something?
I rolled 3 6s.
The
I got
power of
a fail
true love.
The
Um,
desire to kiss is so strong.
I rolled a fail on the power die, but can I re-roll that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that everything? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 9! Let's go!
Yeah!
Yay!
So altogether, what out of what with all those 6s?
That's 7 out of 4.
7 out of 4. 3 levels of outstanding success. So truly amazing. So first of all, they finish a song and the crowd is really into it. What you're doing up until this point is working really well, but the music is also really drawing people's attention. They're even up on the big screen at this point. So like people who are not immediately in the crowd can watch it as well. They even get some people like filming it and recording it. That's like going on the news coverage of this. It's getting like bigger than it started. And you see Overtone
Jesus.
starting to realize that, and you hear her under her breath. She's like, hell yeah. And she goes, all right, we have one more song. And this is a brand new one. Album it's on ain't even come out yet. So you're going to be some of the first people to hear it. Now we have a featured guest on this particular song, a fellow hero in training, a sorceress of sound. I would like to introduce my friend and your hero, Echo. As she says Echo, there's this sound, and you hear it in one ear and then the other and then all around you, and the sound warps and changes. Then another, and it begins to reverberate. The sound itself, it snakes around each individual person, so people are hearing it one at a time on the beat, and then two at a time, and then three at a time, until it envelops the entire crowd. And as the beat grows stronger, Overtone begins to play bass, and the second that she actually hits the first note, the lights come on and you see Echo with a full command center computer array around her, and then however you want to emphasize her with your whole setup, it happens now.
When the beat drops, like she gets revealed and there's still a moment, but at the peak of the song, when everything quiets down right before the drop, that's when the disco ball goes into the air, it shatters, and then on the drop, the lights start going crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
that's it.
Everybody loses it. People are like cheering and screaming. Overtone is playing and she begins to sing. And as she's singing, there is a moment where she like sneakily looks directly at you and she winks.
Covered in sweat. BB's never looked grosser than she looks right now. But through this honestly probably pretty intense use of her powers continuously, catches the wink and then just a big stupid smile across her face. And I think for a second okay. I think there's one little piece of light that she hasn't been using that she is covered with tape in a certain way. And when she shoots it, this is honestly a little bit of a too big of a move to be doing on someone that you're first talking to. But it's like a spotlight that forms a heart for just a second on one of the walls. And then it goes away and she keeps doing the disco ball.
My
Overtone
God.
hits this huge operatic note and she uses her power a little bit. Not enough to hurt anyone, but enough to like blow the crowd's hair back, and they lose it and they like cheer even harder. It makes the confetti like swirl and kick up. Poltergeist is like, he's not a big dancing guy, but as he stands there with his cape like blowing in the wind, he's like looks really dramatic. And like as like a panel, we see a panel of him as the camera passes over him, and he just sort of like bobs his head slightly. Knock Knock is behind him trying to like photobomb him. It's like, yeah. Like Knock Knock is jumping around with reckless abandon.
I have Silhouette on my shoulders, but she's
Oh my
invisible
God.
out of courtesy to the crowd. But she is on my shoulders, and we're both just going fucking crazy.
Yes.
The music swells with Echo in the center of it, smiling more genuinely, having dropped all traces of that like sarcasm exterior that she always has. Like, this is the most real, the most happy you've ever seen her look. And for her, like, the crowd might as well not even be here. And we see everyone celebrating, all of you together in that moment. The idea that this whole thing is about unity actually makes sense. And we pull back and we see Moonlight Academy. We pull out of the crowd, and then to the school, external. And then even farther to a whole cityscape. But you can just see lights and music shining like a beacon just up and out of the school, filling this evening with light. And that is where we are going to end this episode, with the promise that next time we are going to see the team versus team tournament.
Let's go!
Legends versus
Let's
Moonlight.
go.
Steel Soldier versus Pantheon.
Whew.
Oh,
Goddamn.
that was
Oh, boy.
nice.
Okay, and
That was nice.
Audience, just so you get this a little bit as well, within the pit with Rapido, Solar Flare, and BB initially, it's full just boys' night energy. It's like, yeah, let's go! And then we try to get Poltergeist in on it too, but Poltergeist probably isn't into
He's
that
too
energy as much.
dignified for that.
Too demure. Yeah.
Oh man, that felt good.
Yeah.
That felt
was
just
fun.
very nice and wholesome. So,
Before it gets intense.
yep, nice short little breather episode, though there was some stress involved.
For real.
I'm bad at talking under pressure.
Untrue.
You did
Me,
good. Are you
Asteria
kidding
is
me?
me.
No, you were good.
You crushed
Everything
it.
was good.
Yeah.
And next time, oh boy, next time, I am so excited to see the teams come together and try to beat the
Honestly,
shit out of each other.
I'm just so
Yeah.
excited to see what Kyle concocts because he always does some crazy shit.
I'm excited. I'm more so deeply scared of Kyle's brilliance.
Yeah. And then Ben's mind to be just choose the most edgy possible outcome for something.
Bet they're the worst possible combination of entirely brilliant and completely unhinged.
Yep.
Mm,
Yep.
that's
it.
very true. That is very
Yeah.
true. So we have that to look forward to.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep it super and loud and bright and musical and joyful. Farewell.
Bye.
Bye-bye.